Hi there, thanks for joining me. My name's Teebor and this is another episode in the Defense Characters Overview for Overwatch, and we're looking at May today. Now,
Our world is worth fighting for.
basically you could call May Mrs. Freeze. She has this freeze gun which does exactly what it says on the tin. It freezes your opponents, and let's just have a quick look at abilities here. It's a short range spray weapon that freezes, and it is short range. Let's give you an example. Can't hit, can't hit, can't hit. There we go, starting to hit. You can see very little damage, but he's frozen. If I come up here and hit on the moving one, oh, I've run out of ammo. You can see at some point they will freeze. They will freeze and then they can stop moving. It's a very, very brief freeze where you get the advantage and you can punch them to kill them, or you can use your long range ice cube launcher, which is your right mouse button, and kill the enemy, preferably with a headshot, which as you can see does quite a bit of damage. Now this is interesting because this actually makes May quite a good sniper. If she can get a line of sight on her target and stay out of trouble, she can do quite a bit of damage. Now it is quite a slow reload, but it does quite a lot of damage and is very, very accurate. Now let's have a look at what other abilities she got. She has an ice wall ability. Now simply, let's come down here and example this. We can pop up an ice wall, so nobody can shoot through it, nobody can see through it, and then eventually it breaks, and that's everything's back to normal. Now, whilst that's quite helpful in that respect as a weapon or a method to block your enemies, there is other things you can do with it. By default, it is sort of perpendicular to your position, and you can change the direction so it actually goes out as a line away from you. Now, this is where it comes in useful because you can drop this as a wall, and oh look, we got some height advantage. We got some extra mobility there. We can sneak up on our target, and then we took them out. So that actually gives us a nice little height ability there, or a little height mobility, I should say, there, and can give you access to areas you wouldn't necessarily normally have access to with a character like May. So we can do that just to gain us some height. We can also use it if we wanted to try and bridge a gap like this. And as you can see, that's going to give me the extra mobility I needed. I can do the same thing again over here. So you can see how it can be quite useful in that respect. And her left shift ability there, it says cryo freeze. Now this is interesting as well. So I'm going to take some damage. Now, I'm going to hit the cryo freeze ability, and you can see he's still shooting me, but I'm healing. So whilst I'm frozen, I can heal, but I also work as a block. I'm invulnerable. I can't take any damage at all until it wears out. I can cancel it early if I want to, or I can just let it run the full length of its time. But it's basically a heal, a self-heal. And quite handy for camping on, say for example, the if you're trying to capture the point, you could run into the point, take some damage, freeze, and you can still be contesting the point even though you're frozen. So that's something that's quite handy to remember. Now, I find that to be quite useful to cause people a bit of problems when contesting points. I also sometimes
Ice wall coming
wall
up.
myself into a corner, because you can still, again, contest the point, and they can't get to you whilst that wall's up unless they shoot it down. And again, you could do the same thing. You could wall somebody into a corner. Means they'll be contesting the point possibly, or if you find somewhere like a nice corridor or corner place that they are stuck into, and you can just generally disrupt them, which is what May's a lot about, really, is disruption. Freezing people, which slows them down, eventually freeze them and then kill them. Walling them off so they can't get to where they need to get to. Blocking off access ways, blocking off flanking positions, blocking off access to the payload or access to the capture point. And let's just have a quick look. So her ultimate ability is the Blizzard ability. Now this is actually pretty smart. You drop this down. It's an AoE freeze. So you're going to do quite a bit of damage, and you're going to slow and freeze everybody in that range. And then you can just come in and hopefully pop them with some abilities, or one of your colleagues is going to just come in and do some extra damage and take them out whilst they are slowed and their mobility is affected. So it's quite useful against people like Lucio or Tracer, because you can slow them down and then eventually kill them, or somebody else can hopefully kill them for you. So on that point, Tracer, obviously you're quite strong against Tracer because you're taking away her mobility, hopefully. Let me get away from these guys who are making all this noise. Yeah, you're taking away her mobility, so she should make her an easy target for someone to pick off. You're quite useful against Reaper, again, trying to freeze him and stop him from using his ability. You don't want to get too close to Reaper, he can do quite a bit of damage to you, but if you can freeze him before he does the damage to you, he can't run away and you can take him out. Again, you're probably quite good at freezing some of the tanks. Winston likes to get in nice and close, so you can freeze him. I've frozen Roadhog a few times before, but because the freeze is such a short period of time, you're probably better trying to run away than trying to kill the tank and let somebody else get the kill on the tank. You're also quite good against Genji. Genji's reflect ability is completely useless against you. He can't do anything to stop that, and you're also going to take away his mobility as well. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else, really. No, I think that's kind of it. That's all. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. Enemies that you probably want to avoid. Anyone who can outrange you. So you're probably looking at Widowmaker, Soldier 76, Farah, Junkrat, Hanzo. Bastion, actually. I was just thinking. You also probably want to avoid Torbjorn's turrets. It's quite a laundry list of people that you should avoid, really. Your freeze gun is completely useless against Torbjorn's turret. Obviously, it's still effective against Torbjorn himself, as is your ultimate, completely useless against Torbjorn's turret as well. So yeah, I'd probably look at trying to avoid those as well. Now, we're going to have a look at May in probably one of the first times I actually used May. So it's quite an old video, but she's quite good fun to play, and you can get, say, lots of disrupt and lots of harassment from all of our ice abilities and skills. So I'll see you in the next section. So here we go. This is my first ever outing with May. We're on the defence. This is a payload map, of course, and of course, being May, the entire purpose is just to do irritating things to piss off the enemy. So I walled them in at the beginning on the main entrance. There may or may not have been anyone there, but it made me feel better. That was until Junkrat shot. Oh, it wasn't even Junkrat. I thought it was Junkrat that killed me. Nope, Soldier 76.
Everyone is counting on me.
One tip as well with May is you can draw little freezing faces, or smiley faces on the walls, but it's very, very hard to draw a decent penis. So that's one thing to bear in mind. Oh, that hurt. So there we go, I've just put my heal ability. And Widowmaker there just picking me off again. She had her visor on, so she was just quite literally sitting there waiting for me to poke my head around the corner.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So we're not doing too well. The payload's already reached the first checkpoint. Popping the self heal again after taking a shot in the face by Junkrat. Nobody wants to take a shot in the face from Junkrat. He's still spewing out shot after shot after shot. So I decided to pop a wall and actually popped it in just the wrong place because I ended up popping it underneath Mercy. So again, popping the heals since I'm damaged. I did just see Widowmaker go up the top and I can see her again there, so I'm now going to just walk my way straight around the back and I'm going to try and take Widowmaker by surprise. So there she is there again, so I tried to hide it off to the right. Oh no, it turns out it's actually Junkrat. So we try to freeze him, kill him, and then like a complete idiot, I forget that he drops explosives when he dies. So he kills me. Now what I should have done at that point was actually pop my heal, because I could have healed myself and avoided being killed by Junkrat. There's one thing to watch out for if you're a smaller, weaker character. Is Junkrat's explosives can do quite a bit of damage to you. So here we go again. Try to pop a snipe shot over there at what I think is Hanzo. Can't get access to Hanzo from there. Pop a heal. Sniper's up top again, giving Bastion a bit of hassle. I tried to snipe the sniper and managed to get her. I did need a heal there from Mercy though, because things were not going too well for me. So there we go, that's where I froze Roadhog. Now unfortunately the freeze on Roadhog doesn't seem to last particularly long, and I did freeze him for a bit longer than I should have done. And then eventually I died because of Captain Aimbot there with his ultimate ability. So there we go, drop my ultimate down to freeze the area because they are trying to get to the payload. Managed to get one kill, pop the wall just to try and get a pain in the arse really more than anything. Then managed to get myself another kill with the alternate fire for my main weapon. Roadhog's a bit of a problem for me again. Managed to freeze him again, but again he's free. Well, basically I can't kill him. He's very easy. He's got far too much damage. So there's Hanzo, and I completely messed up at that point. I actually tried to hit my punch to kill him rather than use my alternate fire, and Farah managed to kill me. What actually happened is I ended up hitting what's it called, the chat wheel, I suppose. So Widowmaker's up top again. She hit me pretty good, so I stopped off my heal. Taking quite a lot of damage now from various different sources. Pop my ultimate just to try and keep him away from the payload. Another hit again, probably from Black Widow again. Widowmaker. Let's call up Black Widow. Again, having to bail out because it's just too much damage to bail out. Managed to snipe somebody at the top there, which I think was probably more luck than anything. Try to make my way around up the top to see if I can get rid of some of these players up here, but I don't think there's anybody up here at the moment. I hear Soldier 76 popping his ultimate, so I just decided to stay out of the way because he's already killed me with it once. We've got a Farah flying around there. I do manage to hit her with my ultimate attack, but it doesn't manage to kill her. Somebody else manages to do that. So I'm now looking for targets. There's Soldier 76. Pop him with a shot, but unfortunately didn't manage to kill him. Drop down and find myself right next to that Junkrat. No, that's Soldier 76 as well. Somebody managed to stun him and I tried to freeze him.
Serves you right.
He dies before he freezes, so whichever one works. I tried to wall off the entrance there and I just completely failed. So Junkrat's left to just go and do whatever he wants. So I tried to get Junkrat to freeze gun. Managed to freeze him and managed to kill him. Soldier 76 there. Fortunately Symmetra's sentries were there, so that slowed him right down. I managed to finish him off. Dodged Hanzo's ultimate there and then tried to take out Hanzo and get killed by Farah.
This fight is not over yet.
So if we go again back to the long walk back to the payload. Tried to snipe out Genji there, but completely missed every single shot. If I could get close enough to Genji, I'd actually be quite effective against him because he can't reflect my freeze. So I'm now going around the back at the moment, just trying to avoid Roadhole's ultimate. Not sure if it's theirs or ours. Ducked back into cover to avoid Farah's ultimate. Sliced up a bit there for a few hits, so grab a heal. I do actually pop my own heal, but if you get the right angle you can still see yourself, but it doesn't look like you're healing. Firing off a few warning shots there. Pop a wall, don't know whether that's actually already used to anybody. Try popping a few shots at Roadhog before dropping my ultimate down next to the payload. Managed to get a kill there, I'm not sure if that was my ultimate or just some other lucky thing. Almost end up dead, so pop my heal. Farah is still there waiting for me, which isn't good. She comes out, hits me at point blank range and I'm dead. Wasn't too much I could really do against Farah, I didn't really have much health. The time is almost up for the payload. It's not even reached there yet, but they could still get overtime. I did a bit of a mistake there because I dropped down the bottom while Soldier 76 now has the high ground. I dropped my heal. Soldier 76 drops down, I start trying to freeze him to slow him, and the game finishes. Let's see who got man of the match. Play of the game. Same thing really, I suppose.
Play of the game.
Junkrat. Nice.